Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have kind of a new pen. I bought this last year from Endlesspens and I never really got around to inking it, so we're gonna ink it up today because why not? This is a Sailor. If you didn't know by now, I am probably addicted to Sailors. I feel like it's all I review on this channel, or it's all I unbox on this channel, which isn't true, but I just happen to only be filming the Sailors when I should be filming the pilots and all the other pens that I get too. But anyway, here we go. Oh wow, I've never actually gotten a set with a Sailor pen, I don't think. We have the information. It came with a bottle of ink. Manyo Persimmon. Looks like it's just a blue, and I got a medium. So let's get it out of here. Oh, it is pretty. I don't know why I got this color. I think during that season, this model is called Manyo Persimmon, and during this season, I think I gave into FOMO, and a lot of people on Instagram were talking about this color way. But in hindsight, I don't think it's I almost had a year to reflect on it. I don't think it's my taste. I should probably sell it, but I got it for such a good deal. The reason I purchased it from that collection is because it was a really good deal on Endless, and I had a really good experience with my Sailor Line Friends brown pen, the one with the little bear, and that one was in a medium, so I felt like I needed another medium. That's why I got this one. And I know I talked to somebody on Instagram and she thought that the body was going to be matte, which I guess Sailor doesn't really do that except for that one, the Rain series or whatever, there's Spring Rain, Winter Rain with the 21 karat nib. But I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Chicago Bears. I'm not a sports person, but I think that's their colors. So it's persimmon, and I think the finial, let me adjust my camera. Okay. So this is what's on the finial. I don't know what that's supposed to be. The grapes? Why is it called persimmon? It came with a converter and the gold kind of matches. Yeah, at least the converter's gold kind of matches the trim. So it's this dark blue color with this transparent orange cap. The hardware looks nice, actually. Is there anything on the nib? No, it's just a regular anchor. Alright, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm sorry if I sound a little unenthused. I'm not, I'm just really tired. And I don't know why I decided to just go and open this pen. Actually, I do know why. Oh, that's a nice touch. You can't tell, but it's kind of like a champagne gold for the bedding. I've been definitely feeling fountain pen FOMO. I think it's because of all of the sales. I know Endlesspens just did their annual Star Spangled Banner sale. Oh, and I actually became an affiliate, so you can use my discount code Dumpling. I'll put the link in my description down below. If you shop through my link and use my code, then you can get a discount and I get a small commission. And I resisted that Endlesspens sale until the very end, and I shopped on the last day. And then after that I was like, wait, I have so many uninked pens. And don't come at me because I just had a really busy year, and I don't know, I think I'm very much an out of sight out of mind kind of person. So like I had new pens coming in and I would put it away and then I would kind of forget and then I would shop. We're not gonna go into why mentally that is probably not good. We're just gonna go over whether or not this pen is good. I might go and wash this pen and then also look up some of the story behind it because I feel bad that I started this video and I'm kind of just umming and ahhing. So we will be back. Alright, we're back. I went and cleaned out the pen and I also reflected on some things. So this is the 2024 Sterling ink planner. And I remembered that I actually had a spread prepared for when this pen was going to come in. So this is kind of a warning for you guys. If your new pen comes in, just ink it up. Don't put it to the side and wait for, I don't even know. I don't know what happened last year, but I was doing a lot of retail therapy and I spent a lot of money on pens. And I've actually reeled it back this year because I have so many pens that I accumulated. And they were all on sale, they were all good. And someone was telling me that they actually will buy a pen if it's on sale and then save it for like a special event to open it. And I was like, that could work for me. And because I am, like, I do want these pens and they are on sale, so I might as well get them. As a kid, I was always practicing like delayed gratification when I would work on stuff. Then I would get the reward. So I wouldn't open something new and shiny immediately because I didn't deserve it. And then trying to assign special events for my pens didn't really work out because by the time the event came around, it didn't feel that special to me. Like, the event itself didn't feel special enough to justify using this pen. And then it just kind of sat there. And then, I don't know about you, but there's also joy in doing the research and hunting down the item and then securing the item, like finding it on the website and hitting purchase and waiting for it to celebrate like your birthday or your anniversary or your job or your goals or something that you accomplished. I think I find more joy in that aspect of it being a reward than having already bought the item and having it sit there as my reward. I don't know. I know I said I wasn't going to get into it, and I don't know why I even went into it because I don't need to justify my purchases to anybody. Maybe it's kind of a realization moment that might resonate with, like, I don't know, one person out there. I also noticed that during the August to the end of the year season, which happened last year, which is now finally happening again this year, I was pretty good with not buying pens or much stationery, even though it may not seem like that. Okay, I have reined it back in. What I realized, I might have to put a timestamp on here so you can skip ahead if you don't want to hear me rambling. But August to December is a tough time because it's planner season, it's fall, it's fountain pen day, Black Friday, Christmas. So there's so much money and consumption happening in those periods. And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, we could go into a discussion about how there could be things wrong with that. But for me, it's kind of like I'm finally aware. Like, I'm finally in the year of the hobby where I'm aware that I should pretty much refrain from spending in the first half of the year because I know I'll want stuff during the later half of the year. Like, I know I'll want a new planner, maybe an ink vent or an advent calendar, and I would like to celebrate Fountain Pen Day. I'm sure you don't have to buy a new pen to celebrate, but like maybe I could save up one of these pens. I definitely have one for this year, so I don't think I need to buy one, but will I? I might. No promises. But it's just something that I realized, and maybe you guys too, so we might have to do some budgeting better next year to keep in mind that all the good releases come out in like July and onwards. Anyway, so yeah, I dug out this pen. Oh, because I found myself, now that it's August, wanting to buy pens again. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have all these other pens that I hid away. I didn't hide them away, but I was organizing and they're like packed away. They're not in my Galen leather case. So because they're not in there, I don't think about them all the time. So this is me trying to think about my forgotten pens. I feel so bad. Please don't judge me too hard. It is a mental thing that I've been giving myself a hard time about. So, all right, now on to the inking of this pen. So I washed it out, and you know how I said that I'm not excited about the colors anymore and I should probably sell it? I thought about that too, and I was thinking, well, it's already in my hands and I'm already losing at a resale value. and I probably shouldn't ink it up because it'll make it even less of a resale. But if it's already in my hands and I already bought this knowing that I wanted an extra medium sailor nib in my collection, which I think I already have now, but it never hurts to have another, and I liked my medium size so much that I deserve to at least test this one and have some time with it before deciding to sell it. Plus, I think if I were to try to sell it, personally, I probably wouldn't even get my life together for about another year before I even got around to selling it. Okay, it has been cleaned out. I rinsed the converter and the nib, and then I did read up on it. Like, I knew about this stuff before, but I forgot. It is part of the Sailor Manyo line, and it is the third set of Manyo pens that are coming out with, I believe. It was to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Manyo ink, and for some reason, instead of doing just Persimmon ink, they decided to mishmash 2 inks. So they did Budo and Kaki. I can try to put those images up on the screen, but according to their website, Budo is wild grapes are thought to have been eaten in the Heian period. In addition to food, they were also used for dyeing. So that's why we have the grapes on the bottle, and we also had the rainbow foil grapes on the finial. And I remember thinking this is one of the only sailor pens I would have with a special finial, so I thought that was a good reason for me to get it. But Kaki, K-A-K-I, is persimmon, I think, in Japanese, and it says they either waited for them to ripen or dried them to enjoy the sweet persimmons. I personally think they should have given us persimmon ink, but I guess it makes sense. So they chose the dark navy blue to go with the Budo, and then the faded dark orange to go with persimmon. I also realized that this is a good time to use this pen because it's gonna be persimmon season soon, and what better time? I think the other pens in this collection were also kind of plant-based and more winter/fall vegetables or fruit. I also realized that this is a really good opportunity to ink up with this Lennon Toolbar ink that I bought, dried Longan, because it might be a really good pen match. So what are we gonna do? What we're going to do is test it with Pilot Iroshizuku ink first, because that is what I always do. We're gonna use kon-peki this time. I like to use Takesumi or kon-peki because both of them are very good, well-behaved inks, and we're using blue this time anyways, so yeah. Sorry for taking so long before I was able to ink this pen, but hopefully if you used the timestamps, you skipped all my rambling. Okay, so for just the dip test, what is today's date? Oh my gosh, do I want to know? I feel bad because this is in the old planner, but I've already gone on my spiel about it being a year. Oh, this is nice. So this is gonna be the 2024 Sands and Paper. Yeah, this is really nice. Now I'm glad I didn't sell it before trying it. Maybe it's the kon-peki though. Sailor Manyo Persimmon in a medium nib. We have reverse. It doesn't really want to do reverse, but that's okay. This is really, really smooth and even throughout. I'm surprised. I like it. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna test out the other 2 inks, and then we can ink it up with one of those. And hopefully they're not too dry inks. I'm trying to make this video shorter because I mean it's not really a review, it's a pen unboxing, and all I did was talk. We've got 50 mils of this. I don't know if you can buy these separately or if the ink is also limited edition. So this is gonna be, ooh, I'm still getting the hang of using this glass dip pen. I saw people drawing little dots around. I don't think I'm very good at it, so I'm not going to. Wow, that is very dark. Let's zoom you in a little. I think it's because I have, hold on. Okay, I had something massive in the way of the light, so that's why it was so dark. But this is Sailor Manyo. Yeah, I noticed with the glass dip pen, that you have to rotate it while you're writing. I don't know if I like that. Sailor Manyo Budo. That's grapes. And this came with the included with pen. We'll see if there's any sheen to it. But yeah, this will be great for the fall. I'm excited now. We finally are making way through my pen collection, which is good because I was getting bored of my pens. I don't know, I haven't sold any pens yet, and I really should do that to kind of curate my collection more. But I find that I actually do return to my pens probably more regularly than some other people, because if I love a pen, even inking it more than once in a row, like say I have it inked for a month and then I re-ink it with something else, I will get almost bored of it immediately, even though I enjoyed it for the whole month. So I still go back to my Pilot Metropolitans, my Lamy Safaris, my Kavekos, even though I constantly say I'm a gold nib snob now. I still go back to all of those. I don't know why. I know I swatched this ink a few videos ago, so I haven't even inked it up in a pen yet, but for some reason I don't have any heart to break this seal, so we're opening it from the bottom, which is so weird because there was a time period where I was throwing out every single box because I felt like the ink bottles deserved to be displayed, but now that I've moved, they're all in a drawer. They're all in 2 drawers actually. But yeah, still getting the hang of this glass dip pen, but I really like that you don't have to use a separate tool. If you change your angle, you can do the swatch. So before I was using one tool to do a swatch and then one tool to do the writing. And now I can practice and use both. Use this to do both tasks, which is kind of nice. I don't have to switch between tools and dry them. So this is Lennon tool bar. I don't know why my handwriting changes all the time. Like as the years go on, there's probably some kind of consistent theme, but I've never really felt like I needed to pay attention and slow down my handwriting. I don't know where I was trying to go with that, but this is the Lennon Toolbar Dried Longan. I think it's a pretty good match. I actually might use this one instead of Budo because it feels more fall to me. I don't really understand the grapes. I understand that it is a collab mashup of the two, but I think I like the orange better on the pen than the blue. Alright, so let me just clean up everything and I'll be right back. Alright, Lennon Toolbar, Dried Longan. I actually have to go soon, so I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible, and I also tried my best to wash off the kon-peki. Hopefully it worked. One thing I don't like about transparent grip sections though is that the ink, you can kind of see it sometimes. It's not too bad here, but in one of my pens, water gets trapped in there and you can see it. Which I guess probably happens a lot for any type of pen, but with a transparent grip, you can see it more. And if you didn't know, there is an M stamped on the side of the nibs for the sailors. This is a 14 karat gold nib. This is probably my like 10th sailor pen or something. I don't know why they have a chokehold on me. Sailors just, I don't know. They know what they're doing. Okay, I think the ink might be too dry because remember how excited I was with the other one? It's coming out really light, so let me prime the feet a little bit. Why don't we just expel some ink too? The pen feels really smooth. I'm actually not upset about that. Sailor Manyo Persimmon with Lennon Toolbar Dried. So I think I'm gonna blame it on the ink because the pen still writes pretty smooth. There's texture underneath the paper that's causing it to catch, and there's definitely feedback as per the usual sailors, but there's nothing wrong with the nib. It's very smooth for a sailor. I think I don't like the ink. I have a whole bottle of it, but you can see it when you lay down a heavier line. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna see how it is while I'm writing and we'll go from there. It's very light, but if it doesn't work out, we can always use the Budo ink that it came with. Good thing they didn't include the persimmon, I guess. A close-up of the ink swatch, I thought there would be some kind of sheen. There's a little bit of like black streaks going through it, but there's not much depth to this. I do think maybe my swatch was too heavy-handed. There's a tiny bit of blue. Like, maybe if you were writing with not a dip pen, it would look more like this blue, which would be a nice, pleasant blue. That's all for now. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me ramble about the psychology behind why this inking is a year late. Please be kind. I've already guilt-tripped myself enough about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this sailor pen video. If you would like to see more, make sure to check out my playlist here, and I will talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye!